Hola! Today I'm going to be talking about a historically important novel um, by Tim O'Brien, The Things They Carried. Donna, Donna. Um, yeah. To get this out of the way, I like this book. You should read it. Really interesting, especially if you're interested in Vietnam or if you don't know that much about it, and you want something that encapsulates the soldier's experience. I think this is a good one. Um, the writing is simple yet layered and well done. Tim O'Brien's really good at that. Um, he's really good at taking seemingly simple stories and hiding deep, rich meaning within them. Um, that you'll get, but almost on like a subconscious level. Even if you're not looking for it, but if you are looking for it, you'll see it. Um, Lots of vivid characters. Um, Memorable. It's really an interesting story because it's non-linear. Really, it jumps back. It's kind of linear, I guess, but it's also not linear. It is and it isn't. And I think that's one of the biggest parts of this book. I think the very structure of this book, the way the chapters are structured, the way the timeline is structured, is really disjointed and makes you jump around back and forth. It is and it isn't. It is both a linear tale and a non-linear tale. It glorifies war and it demonizes war. It presents a brotherly bond and it presents a bond that's easily broken. It makes you confused and at times you feel lost. And I think that's the point. I think the structure of the book is meant to put you off a little, to make you feel a little disjointed and a little confused and a little weird. Because I think that's his idea, is that the structure of the book works to emulate the feelings of the character, of him, of Tim O'Brien, to make you feel what he felt in a way, besides just relating the stories and the writings. It is the very structure of the book accomplishes that goal. So now we have to continue the rest of this review from here because my dog decided to take up the space that I usually keep my laptop on. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, I think the very structure of the novel works in a way to kind of further his point. The writing's not super brilliant, but it's good. The fault I have is that sometimes, for me, it got a little stale. Part of that's that war. I'm not that interested in Vietnam. I understand the cultural significance of it and the horror of it all. But I'm not that interested on a personal level, so it kind of got a little stale. I was ready to be done with it by the time I'm done. And the other part of it is that Tim O'Brien seems to find a way to include Vietnam in everything he writes. I have another book of his that I love called In the Lake of the Woods, which is sort of like a mystery thing, really interesting meditation on the unknowable nature of reality. But anyway, he has Vietnam in there. He has a experience with Vietnam, a soldier, ex-soldier. So anyway, there's some really touching stories. There are some really graphic stories. There's some horrific stories. All in all, I think this is an important book to describe the time and the culture and the feelings of the men in that war. And I think that's why he wrote it. So I think he accomplished his purpose. So yeah, those are my opinions on Tim O'Brien's, the things they carried. I'll probably give it a 3 stars out of 5. Um, so, worth reading, especially if you're interested in that era. An important book in the historical canon. Um, well done, Tim. As always, happy reading and have a good life.